spit on my gum.
Please do. It sounds very gross.
Hey guys,
Oh my god.
what's going on?
No one's gonna want to listen to.
I forget.
This
I keep on
episode.
forgetting. I need to tone down my volume for some reason. Hey guys, what's going on? It still peaks. It's so annoying. I don't get it.
Maybe be quieter.
Well, you should speak into the microphone first.
I am speaking into the microphone.
There you go.
That didn't do anything.
Now it's angled towards your mouth. There we go.
Hey,
See?
we're twinning.
Perfect. I feel like I wear this shirt every time we record, and it's not on purpose. I've been every time I watch back the video, I'm like, wait, didn't I wear that shirt last episode?
And then it's just like videos in order of
Yeah,
you just
it looks like
me in different
makes it-
outfits, but you just in the same shirt.
It kind of makes people wonder: do we record these episodes at the same exact time?
And I just change outfits, not you.
Maybe. No. Anyways,
You good?
yeah, I'm good.
Right.
Where's the note? Didn't we have like a note?
Yeah, we do.
Which one did you put in? This one?
Yeah. Scroll all the way down.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, because Wi-Fi's not on. Duh. I'm dumb.
Yep.
All right, let's give that a close. Anyways, guys, sorry. We're a whole minute into this episode, and we haven't talked about anything. What exactly, Cass? Hit the audience. What are we talking about?
So we were a couple hours ago. We were like, hey, we
A
got
couple hours ago. You had a very Bostonian accent when you said that. So we were a couple hours ago.
Anyway, we were talking. We were like, hey, what are we going to talk about? And I was like, you know, it'd be cool. Stop.
So I was like,
I was like, I don't know. I feel like this.
what dare we talk about?
Can you let me explain
Sorry.
myself?
You go.
So, like, I was thinking, you know how people don't, well, by people I mean me, people don't, like, celebrate their successes enough or, like, even think to celebrate their successes enough. And, like, it goes both ways with both successes, whatever that, and failures. I don't know. And then we were branching off and, like, that's the topic today.
Basically, we're talking about how to be confident in yourself.
That's, no.
Why you should be
We're
confident
not like
in yourself.
this. Okay. Maybe.
Here's
yeah.
why you suck, and here's why you should be confident about yourself.
Okay. Not in those words, but
No,
the vibe.
exactly in those words. Those
Not
words
in
exactly.
You should write a book, and that should be the title.
What?
A
Why?
self-help book. You just
Here's why you
yelling.
suck, but why you should be confident in yourself.
Yes. You're just yelling at the reader.
You suck.
Mhm.
You know those 3 burritos you ate last night? Well, guess what? That's why you're fat.
Jesus, Ryan. That's not what we're talking
Sorry. Self-confidence. We had a good discussion about it. Like we often brainstorm our topics, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And we were brainstorming this one, and we actually got into a pretty good conversation about it. And we were like, no, we should save this for the podcast.
But, like, now I forget what I said.
Yeah, you know. What was I remember you brought it up initially, and I was like, yeah,
Oh,
that's a
yeah,
good
yeah.
idea.
Well, I was just saying, like, whenever people congratulate you on something or you do something, like, good, you'd be like, oh, like, that was awesome. You did that thing. They were like, oh, it's nothing. Like, it doesn't,
Yes.
like, totally nothing. Like, don't
That's
even worry about
right.
it. Like, I feel like whenever, like, I objectively, like, achieve something, I always, like, oh, it was fine. It was nothing. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's, like,
Huh.
keep going. Like, don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? Part of it's, like, always, like, looking forward to, like, the next day or, like, the next, like, achievement. But it's also me, like, I don't want to seem like I'm bragging or stuff like that. And I don't want to be rude.
Now, I'm more, I feel like, cognizant about what I do than you are. I'm more aware of, like, well, I think you're aware. Is it so? Are you saying that you're aware of what you did is good, or what you genuinely think, yeah, it's nothing? Because there's a difference.
I mean, sometimes I think, like, oh, yeah, that's good. But, like, also, I don't
But
want
you play it off as not. Like, yeah,
or I just
whatever.
kind of ignore it because I don't want people to feel bad, you know? And that makes me sound like so weird, but you know what I mean?
Kinda. So I think normally, like, often at work,
Mm-hmm.
I assume this happens for both of us at work. Like you do something and someone's like, "Oh, thanks for doing that."
Oh yeah,
know
I
what I'm
say
saying?
like no problem.
Yeah,
I never say thank you.
I.
Hmm.
Oh,
Which is weird, and I don't really. I not until like now that I'm like actually think about it, I never realized before, but like just those two responses, people might think they're like interchangeable, like oh they mean the same thing, but they really don't, because the thank you is like yes I did something nice for you, you're welcome, like there it is, but like when I would say like oh no problem, it was nothing, I mean it kind of gives off that vibe of oh I'm kind of expected to do this, it was really nothing, and don't even acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Like my work kind of doesn't really matter. I guess it gives off that vibe. Do you know what I'm trying
see,
to say?
yeah, I get that, but at the same time, if I'm on the receiving end of that or on the giving end of that,
Mm-hmm.
like say I was like, "Yo, can you do this for me?" and someone's like, "Yeah, I got you," and then they do it, and I'm like, "Hey, thanks." If they say if they don't if they do what you do, I'd feel like, "Oh, what do they mean?"
Like no problem.
Like if you overemphasize the fact that, "Hey, no problem. Yeah, I got it was
But I'm not
I
saying
got you."
I'm not overemphasizing. I just usually say, "Oh, it was nothing, no problem."
Okay, that's fair. I fall in the similar category,
Mm.
but I like to think this is getting really philosophical here.
Not really, but go ahead.
Kinda. Um, but I'm more on the end of like, yeah, what I did was thoughtful, sure. I don't try to play it off as yeah, what I did was awesome.
Mm.
I don't try to milk it. Every time you touch your mic, it just spazzes out. I'm gonna have to cut those out now. Thanks.
Oh.
We should bring that. We should bring back the piano keys. Every time someone said a swear word, we didn't say a swear word, of course. Every time
was
someone
that.
swore on the podcast, we would just do piano key, and then we'd edit it out later. Or just remove the track.
But yeah, continue what you were saying.
I just accidentally added a track, and I kind of want to remove it. Okay. I try to be like when someone says thank you for doing something, I kind of be like, yeah, you're welcome, kind of like that thing. Yeah, I got you. No problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't want to make it seem like whatever. I know that's not what you're saying, but I feel like that's what it could come across as. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
It could come across as snobby.
What?
You
No.
know what I feel like that's what it
If
could come across as.
if you do a favor for me and then you
Yeah.
say, "Oh, it was no problem," you're just like, "Oh, no problem." You're like, "Oh, what a snob." That's what you think?
Maybe I overanalyze it too much. I don't know. I just like to be like, yeah, them thanking me is valid. I did something good for them.
Yeah, I should work on that.
I recognize that, and I try to just appropriately like make it neutral instead of like if I say, "Oh yeah, no problem, I got you." It
it
kind of makes
seems like
them
there's
feel
like
burdened.
a power imbalance.
Yeah,
Like
that's what
oh,
I'm trying to.
You can
I was
ask me
trying
to
say.
do anything, and literally
Right,
like, do it.
right.
Whatever, it's fine. Like
Try to
I
make it
have
neutral.
no value. I have no worth. Not that much, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like it was something I've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
That I need to do less of. So yeah, all in the spirit of New Year's resolutions.
Hate those.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
that does tie in.
Some people like celebrate their successes way too much.
Oh.
I'm not trying to call out
Wow.
anyone, but like we all know someone who like brags all the time. Like we do.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
it's-
yeah.
It's like you're happy for them, and usually they're your friend or like your peer. You're like, oh, I want to. If you're a good friend, you'll be like, oh yeah, I want to celebrate your successes. You did a good job. But there's a point in time where it's like, okay, yeah, we get it. You're
Mhm.
great. So I think both ends of the spectrum are unhealthy. I think we need to find a healthy middle of
Yeah.
celebrating our successes without being a jerk about it. You know what I mean?
I have no idea what you just said.
Oh, could you not hear me?
No,
Or-
I can hear you.
Oh, you just couldn't understand.
I was just thinking. I was just a bit off track.
You
I
were
was
just
just a bit
were just-
outside.
you were just thinking.
I was just thinking. I was having a good thought, you know.
What
Anyways,
was your good thought?
nothing.
Did it relate to me?
It was not related
No.
at all.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted to bring that up because I kind of related. What are your thoughts?
On what?
Just both ends of
Like being like
being way too
over
humble,
braggish.
being way too humble, or being way too.
Oh, I think we can both agree, right? That being way too braggish about yourself, like, oh yeah, look what I just did. Yeah, yo, I just like did a really I don't know what's a good example of this.
I don't know. Like there's some people who like always, whenever like they get a good grade or like something like
True.
that, they're like, "Hey,
True.
here's my GPA.
Uh-huh.
Like, look how great it is." You know what I mean? That's like kind of like a school related one, but I'm sure there's other.
Well,
ones.
yeah, I feel like most people are gonna see this in schoolmates or classmates.
Yeah.
Who says school?
Or just like, look what I got on this test, that type of thing. Or like,
yeah, or like
oh, you know when everyone's like,
yeah,
oh, I did so bad on that.
yeah. They're like,
And
yeah,
they got 100.
yeah, I got a
Or they-
freaking 98.
Oh yeah, they got a 98,
God.
and they're like, oh, those 2
I
points.
knew it was that question.
And I feel like,
I know exactly who we're thinking of.
but like, yeah, that's obnoxious.
There are people that know they did well, and they try to sell it as, oh yeah, I got a 92. I know I should have studied a little more. And then everybody's like, yo, bro, I got a freaking 72.
Or like a 40.
Bro, I just straight up failed that test.
And I feel like,
What are you talking about? I wish I got a 92.
and I feel like sometimes, okay, maybe I've accidentally done this, but in the sense of like what I've talked about earlier, like I wouldn't want to talk about what I got on a test or something, and they'd be like pressuring me, like, "Oh, what'd you get?" And I was like, "Oh, whatever," and it'd be like a good
True.
grade.
Now, I
I-
feel like you go because you had a good train.
Oh no, it's derailed. What were you gonna say?
I hate when I do that. Anyways, I feel like it's falls on two sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's either you don't want to say anything because you know you got a better grade than everyone else and you don't want to make them feel bad,
Mm-hmm.
or you got a terrible grade and you don't want to feel crappy about yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know everybody's like, oh yeah, we all got 80s, bro. What'd you get? It's like
A 10.
42.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, pity. Dude, I thought you slapped that quiz. And you're like, nah, 42.
And I guess maybe.
Because then you feel real bad about yourself.
Yeah, and like that sucks, and like obviously like it's valid when you're like, oh, you know, I did really well or I did really bad, and I don't want to talk about it. But
Yeah.
also the failure thing, it goes both ways too, because there are some people who like beat themselves up like whenever they fail, like even like the smallest thing. But there are also people who are like, oh my god, I did terrible, blah blah blah, have pity for me, like that sort of thing.
Yes, I think I think of one person.
It's-
I think of one person. I'm gonna text you that person right now. Hold on, this is gonna be great. Now I want you to be honest with me, Cass.
Yes.
I want you to let me know if I want you to think of one person that does this.
Uh-huh.
Ready?
Mhm.
All right, I spelled the name wrong, but you'll get it. Don't say it out loud.
I wasn't thinking of this person,
Okay.
but yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I'm not gonna
just
say who. It's probably none of you, honestly. 'Cause you're all-
Probably.
Pretty cool.
But
If
yeah,
rolled a
what was I
message.
saying? Like the whole, I guess it's I don't know what the psychology behind being like, oh my god, I did so bad, like I sucked at this, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, it's a good thing to accept your failures, but not to blow them out of proportion and therefore you don't learn anything from
We
it. You
call
know what I
that
mean?
being an attention hog.
Yes. I guess you just that, and you're not using your failure to the best of its ability. In
Not
that way.
even that. You're just seeing your failure. You're you're like
Okay,
reading
yes,
it.
that's a factor, but I'm saying like people should not take that so like and make it so big. You know what I mean? You should just like, okay, yeah, I failed. We're gonna do it different
Yeah.
next time. We're gonna learn from our mistakes and we're gonna keep moving forward. But
I-
like no one, very like little people I know do that.
Little people? Why
Okay.
not big people?
I meant like population wise,
Oh, very few.
very few.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I guess like a
I
lot
didn't
of
know
people.
what you
You know what I meant.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I-
Hmm. You did. I
All right.
just.
All right. I did.
That's what aggravates me so much. It's like, yeah, you failed. I get it. We all fail.
Homie, yeah, we got it, okay? You got a freaking 30. Well, guess what? We all got 60, so we're in the same freaking boat. God. Yes, we all failed that Orgo exam, okay?
But
we
like
get
what-
it.
But like,
And that one guy got a 90 and he's bragging about it. We got it.
and like
okay?
at the same, it's important to like take your time. Like, yeah, I failed. That sucked. I'm sad about it and I'm mad about it. But don't let those emotions run wild and don't let them take over that failure or like your own sense of being. Like, don't be like, oh, I failed, therefore I am a failure and shouldn't even try that again. Like, no, that's not how it works. Like, you should keep trying and keep learning from those failures because otherwise they're pointless and yeah, you failed for nothing. What are your thoughts? Sorry, I just got so heated. I feel like
Yeah.
you.
Wow.
What's going on?
Wow. Pity.
I don't like this.
Anyways, I think very few people think like that about failure. I think they fail a test and like, crap, dude, my world's over. Or people like fail the test and like, cool.
I think this is more relevant to like, I guess, people in school. Because, like,
No, kind of, but not really.
well, the people who I've encountered in school.
yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
because we haven't really encountered a work life yet.
Yeah.
I have work life. You have a work life. We both have work lives. They're
Mhm.
just not.
But there
They're
are
both
some people
retail
I've
jobs.
encountered in my work life who, like, whenever something terrible goes wrong, like, they just freak
Oh,
out
same.
about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I guess that's
There's
what
a
I'm
ton of
been
that.
kind of trying to say.
But it's not. It's not related to work. It's more like their social life. I feel like.
No, work too. Like, they messed up. Like, oh,
Like, oh, I put the Gerber Life bars on the wrong shelf. Like,
I'm not
what?
talking about that. I'm talking about, like, schoolwork.
Yeah. So it relates to a different life. I'm talking like something
No, I'm
that
talking
happens.
about, like, my work at school. Like,
What about work?
Yeah.
Like your job.
yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say. My job at school.
Oh, your job at school. I was talking about like your target. But
Nah. I mean,
her job at school, by the way, is sitting at a desk and like nodding
no,
at
it's
people
not.
when
I
they
do
walk in.
more. I'm more.
What do you
more
do? I
I'm-
honestly don't know what you do.
office assistant. I just do a bunch of stuff. I
Like
really don't know
schoolwork.
how to describe it. It's like being a personal assistant
Oh,
to someone.
That's pretty hype. It's not actually pretty hype. I hate that.
It's a lot, but like
That
I
sounds
like it.
painful.
There's
Well,
a dog.
props to you.
Yeah. There's
Jeez,
a
I
dog
couldn't.
thing.
I couldn't do that. I have no patience for that.
But like still, it's people at the desk who don't have my job. Like something terrible goes wrong in their lives, and all of a sudden it's all they can talk about.
Yeah.
And like they can't just.
Or you're like, yo, what's good, homie? You look a little sad.
And
Like,
then they.
"Oh, it's nothing. I just my boyfriend just broke up with me. 3 weeks. We were dating for 3 weeks.
I
He
actually.
just dumped me
Yeah.
for no reason.
Okay, but there is again. I don't want it to make it
It's like
seem
that.
like you can't be sad, because obviously you can.
But like, there's a difference, right? You
But
can be
if you're
sad.
if you're constantly like getting down on yourself about the stuff that's going on and wrong in your life, it's
It-
not a productive way to live.
If you want to talk about it, don't talk about it in front of people that really don't care. Talk about it like a therapist or like a really good friend. But don't go to work and be like, "Ugh," and then just like slam stuff or like sigh or huff. That pisses me off, okay? And then when I ask, oh, what's wrong? You look a little down. They're like, nothing. And then like slam a mug on the ground. It's like ceramic everywhere. Just having some tough home life, man. It's like, great. Go to a therapist for that. Talk to one of your real friends, okay? I'm friends with you,
Jeez, Ryan.
but like, I didn't actually want your whole life story. But you know what I mean, right? I don't.
Oversharers.
Yes,
I feel like this
people
is
that
going off
want
on a
attention
tangent.
for it. Like, oh, I want to talk about it with. I want everybody to know what's going on in my
That
life.
okay. That's not even like a logical pet peeve of mine. It's just a pet peeve. I just hate when people do that.
Yeah, so we both share that hatred, right?
I just don't like when people like obviously want attention and get it.
Yeah, and
It's like we all have issues,
yeah,
and like I get it. Your life is hard, apparently, but like you've been talking about it for like 4+ hours, and like I really need you to stop.
and it's like
It's constant.
you're just like on a like you take like a break on work, or like you're just sitting there, and then they just start talking about it. It's like unprompted. Like, bro, I didn't want to talk about it. I don't care, and you're just like putting your headphones back on. It's like I don't care. You're like, wow, that sucks, bro.
Do you speak from personal experience? Have you ever had this happen to you?
Yes. Yes.
At Apple?
Well, I mean, there's like that break room talk, you know. It's like, oh,
People just
break room
complaining.
talk. Well, yeah. People just
You
complain
all
a
work
lot.
at Apple. Why are you complaining?
Well, it's not the what. Oh, I wouldn't go there. I had a good train of thought too, and you just ruined it.
Jeez,
Hold on,
I'm
hold on,
sorry.
hold on, hold on.
You do that to me all the time, so really.
I know. So we're even. Well, not really even. I still do more to you than. Shoot, I had a good point. I forget.
Oh, that's okay.
But I just don't like when people want attention for things that we really do not care about.
Well, just attention for things in general.
Just
Maybe
like
I'm being
attention
petty,
whores.
but like, it's fine.
It's not fine.
It is.
Stop doing it. It's not healthy. Get some help
Jesus, we're not
Please.
staging an intervention
for your
Ryan.
sake and mine. Mostly mine. But yours as well.
had another train of thought. Dang it.
Wow.
I was just thinking.
Trains are crashing left and right,
I
guys.
know. This is a
Millions dead.
mess. But yeah.
Anyways. Failures. I'm just looking at our notes. Failures. Is this what we're talking about?
Failure.
I don't know. I think jokes aside, sarcasm aside, I think it's good to talk to people about what's going on in your life,
Mm-hmm.
but don't sell it. If someone's like, "Yo, homie, what's up?" It's like, "Ah, not much." You either do that, or it's like, "Yeah, I mean, a couple days ago, I did this and this happened." And they're like, "Oh, bro, I'm sorry." It's like, "Yeah, I know, it's whatever." That's it. Just leave it at that. Don't be like 2 minutes later, you're sitting there eating some Cheez-Its, and then like, yeah, but also this happened, bro. And you're like, what? What are you talking about?
And like I know I've said it probably multiple times before when you talk like this, but like, not you know what I mean.
Me?
Well, I don't want to seem too harsh. Like obviously you could talk to people about your problems, but like you said, don't sell it and don't talk about your
Yes.
problems just to have attention.
Just stop.
Because
Just stop.
I think it like discourages people who actually need help and want to talk about their own problems because they feel like they can't because there's this person just going on and everyone's annoyed at them. You know what I mean?
Kind of, but you said it. It discourages other people with real problems.
Not did I say that?
Yeah, but like,
With no,
But,
no,
like,
no. That's not
very
what I mean.
very few people can't talk about their problems. People
Yeah.
will totally talk about their issues. I would totally talk about mine. First of all, I don't care enough to talk about them. But secondly, I know when to talk about them. I'm not going to talk about them to my coworker who I've seen for 2 months.
And again, that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I'm with my friends, it like we just all talk about. We know we can talk to it about each other because we know each other really well,
Mhm.
and we're cool with it.
Yeah.
But my friend, Bob, who I've worked with for 1.5 months, isn't gonna get those same vibes. They'll see it as pity party. That's what they'll see it as.
Mm-hmm. Don't throw a pity party for yourself.
Just stop.
Don't know what that was.
It's you. I'm gonna have to cut that out.
Oh my god. Chill.
God. Anyways, just stop. Just stop seeking attention. Okay, attention's cool. Attention's awesome,
I
but
love
too much of
attention.
it makes you look like a douchebag. All right. Anyways, what was the next topic? We had a couple of these. Oh, we had a couple of bullet points. Censoring yourself.
Well, this kind of relates. Like,
Yeah, know when to talk, bro. Just know when you can talk. All right.
well, okay. That's not where I was gonna go with it.
Oh, where are you gonna go with it?
No, I was just saying, like, some people, and by some people, I mean me. Some people don't, like, truly talk about their feelings or, like, their opinions on stuff in, like, groups of people.
Yeah, I do it too.
Yeah. Just because they don't want to be seen differently or, like, they don't want to cause anything.
That happens to me mainly in school.
How so?
Oh, well, you're in for a treat.
Oh, boy.
I had a class called American Culture and Identity.
Yeah, you told me.
I just want you to think about the title for a second. I just want you to think about how liberal that class could be. Okay, just imagine how.
Okay, you're saying that like it's such a terrible
Well,
thing.
it kind of
It's
is.
like, imagine how poisonous that class would
Imagine how toxic that class could be.
be. Okay,
Not
continue.
necessarily the liberal lifestyle or the liberal beliefs, whatever. Just how political that class can get,
Okay,
and that's how that class turned out.
do explain.
It was tackling issues that, first of all, it was a very liberal class. Okay.
You've said that many times, but yes.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think I've said it on the podcast. I think I've just.
No, just already in this past like 30 seconds.
Oh, I have. Oh, I didn't
Yes,
notice.
you're like it's liberal. Just
Guess I
imagine
didn't-
how liberal it is.
Just imagine how liberal it could
Liberal,
be.
liberal.
Okay, that's how liberal it is.
Mm-hmm.
The professor. Now, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that. That's a great. That's a perfectly fine view to have. My only issue with it is, don't teach it as a class that's that sells as neutral. She's like, oh, this is a completely unbiased class. Don't worry about sharing your opinions. Like, no, dog. What? How are you gonna tell me I can't talk about my opinions when the entire 98% of the class has the same giant, as far left as it could go, leaning arguments? Granted, on most issues, I lean left. I'm just not far left. I'm not left field.
So you felt like that was an environment in which you couldn't say what you really wanted to say?
Yes, very much. And I think if you asked a lot of students that were in that class, they would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, just to sell how accurate that is, in that class, a poll was taken. Most people probably don't remember this. I do.
It's
It
burned
was
in
a
my
poll.
brain.
What was it? How is it worded?
Dude, I don't know.
It was had something to do with gender. Gender is gender.
Sex and gender? Like,
Yes, gender and sex are synonyms. True or false? And you said either true or false. 51% of that class said false. But when a question was asked in class, you would only hear people saying answers that tied into false. So like if I asked, "Hey, do you think abortion is right?" Anyone that raised their hand and answer would say, "Yeah, it's right." But the polls don't reflect that.
So
It's
another-
50-50,
it's another
really.
example of like they don't feel like
People
they're-
feel like they can't share their opinions because if they do, they know it's not the socially correct thing to say.
And I think that's like gotten worse within these past
Yes.
couple of years.
It absolutely has.
Yeah.
Ever since the 2016 election, it's been terrible.
Yeah, and I guess for a valid reason.
Not for a valid reason.
Well, people
There's no reason that's justifiable.
No, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying it happened and I can see why it happened.
I can't.
Trump, he made everything so polar.
Yeah, but it was mainly like it wasn't Trump that made it polar. It was
Trump and his supporters.
It was everybody who followed Trump and everybody who didn't follow Trump.
And because they were such
It was very polar. It was either you follow Trump or you don't. There's no in between.
Yeah, and like say like the abortion thing, for example.
Yes.
Pro-choice, pro-life.
Now, just to freshen up your mind, she's pro-choice. I'm pro-life.
Yes.
Just to
Are you
make that-
really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. Anyway, like honestly, I
Just
did.
take a breather real quick. Now, do we really care? Do we really care what people believe? I
No.
don't. I don't care if you have an abortion. Have an abortion, bro. I personally believe that you shouldn't, but I'm not going to stop you. That's what
That's
everybody
what
else
the
is
very
for.
far right. Like we should stop you from having abortions.
I think personally, there are situations where you should have the choice to have an abortion. And there are most situations where you really shouldn't.
Okay, but that's your point of view. You'd say you're like middle, right?
I'm not. There should be no there should be no abortions
that's
ever.
like the far more popular.
That's as polar as it
right.
goes. You should not have abortions ever. Or on
And
the
we
other
should prevent
end,
you from making.
you should have abortions whenever you want, regardless of the consequences. That's the other side. And then there are most people in between. Most people, let's be real, are like, yeah, I mean, you can have an abortion. Yeah, I'm down for having an abortion. Dude, it's your body. But there are other people that are like, I don't really want people having abortions. I think there are good situations where you should have you could have an abortion if you wanted to, like we talked about in episode 13.
No
13.
idea.
First episode of season 2. We talked about abortion. And I said, yeah, I think you can have an abortion under very certain circumstances where you didn't have control over the outcome.
Okay, but like, I'm not like discussing your point of view. I'm just saying you have different point of view that's pro-life, but also you see different sides of it. Whereas the more popular view, pro-life view, is like you should not have an abortion. You're going to hell if
No.
you're having an abortion.
That is not the most popular
But
opinion.
that's what people think because of Trump and his supporters and like how everything's been polarized. You know what I'm trying to say?
What do you mean that's how people think? Think of
Most-
what?
Most people think you're either pro-life, you hate people who have abortions, or you're pro-choice, let's have an abortion. Like, you know what I mean?
I think one very specific group of people think it's very polar.
What
Most people know that it's not very polar, but
But what I'm trying to say is, like, if you voice that opinion in certain situations, you would feel like you would be automatically attacked as being, like, heartless and not respecting the woman and stuff like that. that's what I'm trying to say. Like people who voice certain opinions would be attacked more like viciously in this day and age.
On both ends, though.
Yeah,
You realize that.
right. That's exactly what I
Okay,
said. Don't
cool.
don't even like try to be condescending.
I just want to make sure we're thinking of
yeah, I know.
both ends here
I know.
because it's a two-way street.
I
It's
didn't
not a one-way.
say it was a one-way street.
Cool.
stated the
Just to be clear.
Okay.
Anyways, what? Where did that come from? Why did we start
I
talking
came from
about
your class, which we came from
Ah,
censoring ourselves.
Yes, that's right. I forgot.
What was that? Yes.
Oh yes, that's right. I think a lot of people feel like they can't have
Voice their opinions.
have a valid opinion
What do you mean by valid?
because they know socially there's a correct answer to a certain argument.
Depends.
Like okay, let's say someone doesn't believe that transgender people are transgender. Just as a very polar example, just a very blunt example. They won't say that. Like say the teacher was like, "Hey, yo, what up, dog?" All right.
Can Connor hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. All right, bye. Anyways,
We're cutting that out, right?
oh no. It won't be playback, but just our voice as well. But let's say someone believed that transgender people aren't really transgender,
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying like who is calling? Stop calling. What? What? It's not that I don't want to. All right, who specifically? All right, Abby Biz is a pretty reputable source. All right, we'll take it. Deal.
Tell her I say hi.
All right, we say hi, by the way. Both of us.
Can you
Cassidy
hear
and I.
me? Oh hey.
Yeah, we're recording, by the way. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, bye. Sorry, just to our brother called us and it was like, hey,
They
yo,
got
you
it.
gotta.
They got it. Can we
Sorry.
focus?
Anyways, but let's say you were in class and the professor's like, all right, opinions on transgender people. What's the official term for that? Transgenderism? Is that the word?
I've never heard that before.
Let's look it up. Anyways, but let's say your professor's like, hey, what's your opinion on transgender people? Are they really transgender? If that's ever a question that ever comes up, most people are most people that raise their hands and answer are going to say, yeah, you can be transgender.
But then again,
People aren't
right,
going to voice their opinions saying, I don't think transgender
that's
people are.
in New England and Boston is what you're
True.
thinking. There are
Very true.
different parts of the world where the opposite would happen.
True. Well, parts of the country.
In general, parts of the world.
Other parts of the world don't have the same
Yes, there are.
free speech that we do. We can't voice an opinion and not be, punished for it.
Europe is another
Well,
part of the world.
I don't know, Cass. Can you march through the streets and protest without being arrested? Ask anyone in Europe and they'll say no.
There have been protests in Europe.
Yeah, and do you know how they turn out? Anyways, but like any country in the Middle East, you can't say whatever you think. That's my point. Just to have a very, blunt example.
Okay.
But that's a good point. It varies on where you live. I'm
Mhm.
sure if you went to a very southern country, not country, state, well, I mean, you could call it a country.
Like I said, the opposite would be true.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's kind of bad that we live in a part of the U.S. where most people feel like they can't have the other opinion just because of where they live. Like you
Again,
should,
that's the opposite issue in other parts of
right?
the
But what I'm saying is, like, say to go back to my example, say someone was like, "Yeah, I don't believe in transgender. I don't believe transgender people are, who they say they are." They feel like they can't share that if they're in New England, for example, because they know in that area it's socially wrong to believe that. Let's be real. Most people in New England, like 70, I forget what the stat was, but like 70%, let's say, of people in New England believe in what's the gender rights? It's all too
I don't
complicated
even know
for
what
me.
you're trying to say right now.
Most people in New England believe that you should be able to be whoever you want, or be whatever you want, or whatever,
Yeah.
which is valid. But I'm just saying the opposite of that. People that believe you can't be whatever you want don't feel like they can share their opinion because they know.
Again,
Generally.
you're saying the same.
But I just
thing
want to.
over
I just want to
and
be
over.
clear.
I know it is very clear.
Cool. What was the point of that?
Censoring your opinions.
Ah, yes,
I-
that's a good example.
But like when I was thinking of like that bullet point, like on our list or whatever, I wasn't
Yes.
thinking in a political sense. I was just thinking in a social sense. Like I just
Okay.
find myself like censoring, like not even like saying what I think, whether it be like, oh, I don't know, whatever comes up in like random conversation that's not political.
Like how you feel about someone.
Well, no,
Like someone's like, "Yo, I hate Bob," and then someone else is like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
yeah,
Bob
I
sucks."
I never
And say you're a fan of Bob, like, "Yeah, screw Bob."
Well, no, I never really take part in those conversations, which is weird.
You've never taken part of in any of those
Like
conversations.
whenever like people start talking, I'm like,
don't
I kind
believe
of like
that.
fade away. I'm like, oh, bye, gotta go.
oh, you take the flight response.
Yeah,
Wow.
just like wow, look at the time, gotta go somewhere.
But no, I see what you're saying. Because
And not even like a personal way, just like a random, just in general. I find myself not expressing myself the way I would like.
what are you trying to say, huh? What is there a deeper meaning to like what?
No, I'm
You
just
wanna
saying.
elaborate on that a bit.
I'm just saying in general. I don't know.
Okay, in what way?
Well, like I said before, like I don't know. I just don't find myself participating in conversations a whole lot because I feel like I'm holding myself back. Like bigger conversations, you're looking at me like I'm stupid.
No, it's not that. I just don't get what you mean. Maybe that's me.
Maybe that is you.
So you're holding yourself back.
I guess like we were talking about before, like the way we present ourselves to like other people and stuff like that.
So like you don't want people having a negative opinion of you.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Well, I feel that.
Yeah.
I like to be cool with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point you have to draw the line. You can't just agree with everybody because then you'll just end up contradicting yourself.
Yeah, I know, which is like a problem I've run into.
Yeah, so you got to be like if someone's sorry.
You.
Gotta be- But if someone's like, "Yo, screw Bob. He sucks. Here's why, A, B, and C." And you're like, "Well, I mean, I like but
Well,
yeah, I
like
can
in those
see what you're
situations, I
saying."
stick up for like if they're talking about my friends, I'm like, no, I like them, and here's why. So
Do you actually though?
I do, yeah. But I don't usually run into situations where like people are bad mouthing my friends.
So you've never run into those situations.
Very rarely have I run into those
Okay,
situations.
because I've never really run into those situations where I've had to stick up for someone.
Mhm.
It's more like, "Oh, Bob made a really stupid decision there. Oh, he's such an idiot."
You're like, yeah, Bob did make a stupid
Yeah,
decision.
I just don't talk about how he's an idiot because I don't agree with it. I just don't address it. It's like, yeah, that was pretty dumb. That's it.
Yeah.
If someone just straight up says, "Yo, I hate Bob," I'd be like, "Why?" And then they'd get them talking. Like, "Well, he did this." And I was like, "Yeah, but yeah, he was trying to do this." Mainly, it's like when someone's interacting with a customer, and it's like, "Oh, Bob made a really stupid decision over there." It's like, "Yeah, but he's trying to do this instead," and we just see it differently. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the name Bob for any
Just
example I give because I don't really know Bob.
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm not doing anything. I'm just playing around. But I will say I haven't run into one of the situations where, personally, I haven't run into one of the situations where someone's been like just bad mouthing someone, and I've been like, "Yo, I'm actually a big fan of Bob. So why don't you just buzz off?"
Yeah, I've never done that either. I've never been in that situation.
Never really been like, "Yeah, I disagree with you." I've disagreed politically with someone
Mm-hmm.
many a times, but I haven't been like, I fall in the same category with you in terms of I want everybody to be cool with me. I don't really hate
Which can
anybody.
be like toxic, as we've said before. Like you could be holding back part. It's like not healthy.
Yeah, don't
It's
do
not
it.
a healthy
It's
way to
not.
live.
Don't recommend it.
Yeah, we should probably work on this.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I try not to disagree with people mainly.
Yeah.
Not politically, but more like in other things. Like, you know, when they hate other people. You know, I'm not saying, yeah, I hate them too, but I don't say I don't hate them. I just kind of take yeah, that makes sense. I'm not explicitly saying my
passive-
opinion. Like the very
yeah.
passive approach.
Okay, I do that.
Because
quite
if
a
I
lot.
say, yo, I don't hate them, that makes it seem like, oh, so you hate me because I hate them.
Yeah, but like we said, there's a fine line. With the
It's a
whole
very
being true to yourself and whatever nonsense.
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 Please. What's our final bullet point?
I think that was our final bullet point.
Opinions, other people's perceptions. Other people's perceptions.
Well, I think that kind of relates to like how we want other people to see us.
Yeah, true. Which is weird because I try not to hate people. And I
Mhm.
try to not have people have a
Hate.
reason to hate me.
Yeah.
So, for example, when we did episode 13, the abortion one, we took very different approaches.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the very beginning, we said, yo, we don't hate each other. We don't hate you if you have this opinion because we were afraid of people hating us. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, we prefaced it with saying, we don't care what your opinion is. We just have these opinions, and here's why. At the very end, we're like, yeah, we still like each other, haha, but we were still like fuming. It's like, yeah, guys, by the way, we don't hate each other. Ah, screw you, bro. There's a very good point there.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, we really don't care if you are, you know, very much into abortions for whatever reason, or you.
Mm.
Sorry, nobody's ever into abortions.
It's like,
It's like, yeah, abortions. Who needs kids? Nobody's ever like that. It's more like people like, yeah, bro, dude, abortions are cool.
oh my
You could have them.
god, I've never. I'm not even
Bro,
gonna,
it's your body.
I'm not gonna address that.
Dude, it's your body, your choice, man. Do whatever you want. It's a free country, bro.
All right.
If someone's like that, I like, yeah, you do you, bro. But I just disagree with you, okay? I don't hate you for it. I just disagree with you.
Mm.
But that's that. That's that. Little, just to tie that thing up.
With little bow.
Oh. Oh. Not sure why I was creeped out by that.
Yeah, you're just like a bow. No.
Wrapping, gift wrapping. I might still be having flashbacks from wrapping gifts. I did that Christmas Eve. Yes.
Oh my god, so did
I
I.
think everyone did.
I didn't even wrap them. I just put them in gift bags.
Oh, you took the lazy approach.
I did.
I like it. I don't
Pro
know.
tip: if you don't know how to wrap presents,
Just
shove
don't
'em-
wrap them.
Just don't wrap them. Shove them in gift bags.
Or put them in a box.
Put them in a box.
Tape the box closed.
Put
Make it a
little bow.
puzzle to open up the box.
No, put a little bow on the box. Just to kind of.
Just like fake them out. Like, oh yeah, there's definitely, it's not wrapped. Oh, is this the box? Oh. It's like, oh, they think there's gift wrapping on the. Because, you know, they see a bow.
They're not
It's
gonna
like,
think
it's got
there's
to be
gift wrapping when there's no gift wrapping.
What if it's a box that looks like gift wrapping?
That
you know,
would
like,
be a good invention.
it probably exists. It definitely exists.
Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, let me just tear into this. Where's the tape? Oh, it's a box. It's just tape closed.
You went very deep in that
Yeah.
hypothetical.
I don't know why I did this. Ooh. Well, let's see. What were we talking? We had a really good conversation when we were coming up with this.
We
just
did. We derailed.
we kind of did.
Well, I think we hit all the points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be confident in yourself, bro.
That's the message.
That's the
Yes.
message.
Yes.
That's the message. That's the tea.
Yes.
I had a very violent reaction to that too. Don't worry. I couldn't. Ugh. I hated saying that. That's the tea, sis.
Oh God.
Gross.
But yeah. I don't know. I didn't really have a point to my thoughts. I just kind of wanted to express them.
Point to your thoughts.
Yeah,
Well, there's a point to this episode, right?
Yeah. I kind of forget most of what I said.
I think people. Well, just to tie this whole episode up with a bow, I think people should. Ideally, people should be able to share their opinions. I know
Mhm.
socially they
And
feel
their feelings,
constricted
'cause-
because everybody else thinks this and I think this, so therefore I shouldn't be able to think this because I'm probably wrong. Bro, you're not. It's just because of where you live.
But like also like to tie it back to like the whole feelings, not the opinions, emotions. That
Yeah,
type of thing.
unless someone's like, "Yo, bro, what's on your mind? Talk to me."
Well, no, I just feel like people should feel free to express like how they're doing good or bad. Just don't do it in terms of attention.
I feel like if you're going to talk about your feelings, you're looking for attention.
No,
If you're just broadcasting your opinions,
because
like,
I don't.
"Yep, I broke up with Susan today. Yep,
No, right,
Yep.
right.
hey, Johnny,
Ryan.
I broke up with Susan."
Ryan. What I'm trying to say is that I don't usually express my feelings or my emotions. When I do it, it's like to find comfort and have like people help me through it. You know what I mean? Not for attention.
I try not to talk about that stuff unless provoked. Unless provoked.
And it all comes like gushing out. You start
And
crying.
then it's just like, this happened.
But yeah, I think what we were trying to say is that's valid. All your emotions are valid, but like don't express them just for attention.
Just stop expressing them unless someone explicitly
That's
asks
not what
you
we're
about
saying.
them.
That's not what we're saying.
Or go to a therapist, or go to someone you know you
You
can
are
trust.
so freaking harsh. People.
Well, that's right.
Well,
Stop sharing your opinions unless I ask.
that could be a you thing. For me, like share your opinions and feelings no matter what.
Or go to someone
But
that
don't let me finish. Actually, let me finish. But don't do it in a way where I can tell you're just seeking attention and not like something I could provide you with that's actually constructive. Like I don't know, help, ways to like I don't know, make it better, like solve the problem. Not if you're just ranting to me for attention, I feel like you're wasting my time.
Well, to revise what I said, just a little revision, just like a
Just a little bit.
a rough draft to the rough draft, or like a final draft for the rough draft. No, that'd be the final draft. Just like a teacher editing
Just
the rough
say
draft.
what you want to say.
Only I would say go to someone that you know you can talk to.
Yeah.
Me, for example.
I think that's like, duh. Wait, what?
And when I say that, I mean you can probably talk to me about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
just in general, and I'd be like, oh, I would give you like, I'd care.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just talking about stuff just to talk about stuff, I'm pretty good at picking up on that, and I'm just gonna.
I
hate
think
you.
most people are. You're gonna hate them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna hate them.
Okay.
Yeah, Johnny from second grade. That's why. Secret's out, bud.
But you're not funny.
I'm hilarious.
No.
But yeah, only like talk to people if you're in a rough spot. That's different. If you're in like depressed, go to someone. Probably not your friends. Go to someone who's qualified. Go to like a therapist. Those people get paid to do that. It's their job.
So you're talking in like a meanly
I'm not. I'm just saying.
condescending way. You're just
Don't-
like, go to a therapist if you're depressed.
Guys, go to a therapist if you're depressed. Okay, stop going to me. Okay, I want to hear about your depression. Okay, I get it.
Stop.
You're sad and lonely. I
Wait,
got it.
Can we just like stop it before
Okay.
this gets problematic? It's already kind
It's
of
not getting
problematic.
problematic.
It's kind of.
It's all fun and games.
I don't know.
But seriously, if you're depressed,
tend
just
to-
don't go to your friends because they're probably not a good source to go to.
Also,
Unless you know they're a
don't
good source
just go to your friends.
Yeah, don't make your friends be like, oh yeah, my friends know exactly how to fix this. They don't. Okay, they really don't. Go to someone who knows how to fix it. But I know we're talking to a very niche audience, and when we say that,
Can we wrap this up? I feel like this is. Have we already wrapped it up?
we've already wrapped it up with a bow.
Oh, heck yeah.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say one last thing. I forgot. I keep on forgetting. We keep on forgetting about stuff. It's annoying. It's annoying.
It's annoying.
It's very annoying. Ugh.
Yep.
Gross. Anything to update people on? Or no?
No.
Cool. Dope. Dude. that's the episode. Thanks for listening. We've got an influx of listeners for no reason. Not sure why, but we're loving it. Well, actually, I haven't shared it with you, so sorry. Um, but yes, thank you for listening. Thanks for your interest. Share the share the love, guys. Share the podcast. Share the love. But don't go to people for, ranting about the love, because that's just annoying.
Okay,
It'll piss
that's
people off.
not what we were trying to say. But anyway, let's just end it now.
Thanks for listening. Share the episode if you liked it. Oh, I hate that. I hate saying that. All right. Peace out.
Bye.